All right, today's drink is Guru Energy Drink. Not sponsored, nor do I actually promote drinking energy drink because it's not good for you, but apparently it's clean energy. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. So on my first video ever on this channel, I talked about how I got to order 4 F-150 Lightning, but made some mistakes on the way because I did leave the dealership without finding out exact fee they're gonna charge because I was so hungry. I just really wanted tacos. So I was able to email back and forth with them and get those processing fees and all the dealership fees. So I'm gonna share those numbers with you guys on this video. And while we're in the theme of how much this truck actually costs, we're gonna talk about some of the partial tax credit we might be getting. And I say partial because there's some reasons behind it. And lastly, I'm gonna share with you all the emails I got from Ford so far, so you know what to expect in terms of communication when you order this truck. Because I believe starting, like, depend on when you guys watch this, wave 3 of reservation to order conversion should have started. So I want to provide some information that could help you decide like what to get, because we need to consider all the cost factors that's gonna go into owning this truck. So in order to talk about how much this truck actually costs, I gotta tell you what truck I ordered. Now my goal was to get the cheapest electric truck that doesn't have to tow nor have to power my whole entire house, although that'll be nice. And I wanted to get this truck as early as possible. So when I was building the truck out, those are the things I consider. So I'm just gonna quickly go over the configuration. So ideally I would have gotten the Pro version, but obviously that one's completely sold out. So the choice I had is XLT. Hopefully it's still available for you. And we'll talk a little bit more about the actual consolidation and allocation of these vehicles soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on XLT, start your build. And the color I went with is carbonized gray. And the first thing you'll notice right away, you have a choice between standard range battery and extended range battery. And this is where you get sticker shocks, because you click on extended range battery, it is $19,500. This is where you like quit ordering the truck. I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on no, because standard range battery is fine for now for what I'm doing, which is going to a local grocery store, or I go fishing a lot around this area. So this is fine. Now next, you get to see some of the detail equipment groups. So I went with 311A, which is what you see on the left side. Most of the things on 312A, it's more of a want than need. The only thing I would need is the tailgate step, which I know you can order it separately. And also the LED box lighting is pretty nice. It does help you a lot, but considering that we're gonna spend a lot of time on the front of the truck, I'm okay with not having the lighting, and we're gonna do some customization on the back with the lighting separately. Because if you add in the whole entire group, it's gonna be $9,500. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that part. And coming down here, we get some choices regarding towing. Now I am not towing anything. The heaviest thing I ever put it in this truck is probably gonna be a kayak. And I also feel like this is where the package doesn't really align here, because the 230-mile range truck, that's not a lot of range. And to be able to tow something huge with that kind of battery, yeah, I feel like this shouldn't be on this almost. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. Now, if you need to tow anything like really small, I think this tow technology package might be worth it because it does have Pro Trailer backup assist. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and skip right to the wheels. And thank goodness the 18-inch wheel with these default tires actually look decent enough because we don't really have a choice. Because as soon as you upgrade to 20-inch wheels, it's gonna go straight up to the 312A package. Yeah, $9,500. I'm gonna say no to that one. And the next section is where you have to kind of be careful, because depending on what exterior option you choose, so if some of these are like out of stock by the time your trucks are being built, it could delay your order, I heard. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose, only thing I absolutely need is the tailgate steps. So on my 2016 F-150, I did have a tailgate step. And on 2017, when I got the next truck, I basically said, I don't really need it. So I ended up not getting it. I regret it the most. So I'm definitely getting that one. And going down the line, the next important thing is probably the bed liner. And the bed liner, you can always spray on afterwards with Line-X. So no bed liner. And I'm not gonna talk about every single detail accessory that you get with this, because you guys know what those are. I'm glad we're getting the running boards, because I know Pro version doesn't have that. Total is going to be $55,099. So if you don't need to tow, or if you don't need to power something really, really large, this is the cheapest F-150 Lightning you can get right now. And this right now could change anytime soon, because check this out, guys. So this graph is from F-150 Gen 14 forum, and as you can see, the XLT 311A, yeah, they're making twice as many that truck as the Pro. And obviously you can see why Pro is completely sold out. And it's amazing how many Lariat 511A they're making, or more like they're hoping to sell more of that. But looking at this graph, if you're part of like wave 3 or 4, I think you still have a chance to get the cheapest XLT 311A model. But once that XLT 311A is sold out, the next one up is Lariat 510A, which is around $68,000 truck. So the price gap is humongous there. So if you guys are finding that 311A XLT is sold out, comment down below. I'd love to know like when that's actually gonna happen. Because there's a lot more to it than the actual MSRP of the truck. There's this fee that we're gonna have to talk about. So this is an email from my dealership. So I finally got them to say like what their fee is gonna be. And they did confirm that they're not gonna be charging any additional freight fees. So the destination and delivery charge, which is already part of MSRP, so the $16.95 price was included in the MSRP, right? So my dealership is charging $500 for processing fee, which I'm used to. And for tags and registration and title, they're gonna charge me $300 plus or minus-ish. So we're talking about $800 in fees. So with that information, I'm gonna go ahead and go to this auto loan calculator. Now, this is not your average cars.com auto loan calculator. So this is gonna tell you how much interest you're paying like the first year. If you were to sell the car after like 1 year or 2 years, it's gonna tell you how much you pay so far. So this is really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug my numbers in. So we mentioned that the truck's gonna cost $55,099, but I'm gonna do a 72-month loan here, and you'll understand why in a second. I have my reason behind that. And the interest rate, I think I can get better than 4%, but I did put 4% just to kind of give you a conservative estimate. And down payment, I'm gonna change this later, but I'll start with $5,000. Trade-in value, I already actually sold my 2017 F150 for an insane amount of price. So I don't have any trade-in value right now. And the state is Maryland 6% sales tax. So this is where title and registration and other fee goes. We mentioned $800. So I'm gonna go ahead and click calculate. So right off the bat, my monthly payment is gonna be $848.05. So now I'm gonna tweak this a little bit. So I am expecting to get about half the $7,500 tax credit, and I'll explain why about half. So I'm gonna increase this by the tax credit I might be getting. So I'm gonna put this down as $8,750, and I'm gonna go ahead and click calculate. All right, so we're down to $789.38 for my monthly payment. And I mentioned that I'm gonna get about half of the tax credit, the full tax credit for the electronic vehicle. Now, this is a YouTube video by Larry Lynch. Now, if you guys haven't seen his channel and interested in buying a Lightning, yeah, definitely check him out. He makes like awesome content. He's so thorough with research. I highly recommend it. But basically, according to his research, once Ford sells 200,000 EVs, the tax credit's gonna go down to the half the amount. So I thought it was gonna go away completely, but fortunately for us, it only goes down half for the next 2 quarters. Now, I'm not so optimistic on getting that full amount because I think Ford's gonna sell 200,000 EVs easily before the Ford Lightning actually rolls down the street. So here's why. So this is another document referenced by Larry's channel. It's from evadoption.com. They said they're gonna refresh this document regularly, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the link in the description so you guys can check it out. According to this graph, Ford's gonna reach 200,000 EV sales a little bit before Q3 looks like, and Q2 technically ends on June 30th. So combining the fact that I saw 24 weeks estimate completion time on my Ford F-150 Lightning order, even though the guy from Auto Show did tell me it's probably gonna be end of April, I'm trying to be like realistically pessimistic because Ford did sell over 27,000 Mach-E's in 2021. I think that's very realistic. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Ford's gonna reach 200,000 EV sales by Q2 2022? Even if Ford rolls out their first customers F-150 Lightning in Q2, I think most of us, including myself, is probably gonna see our truck around Q3. But that's just me, so I'm gonna plan my finance as if I'm getting that $3,750 tax credit rather than the $7,500 tax credit. Now, not every single F-150 Lightning buyer is qualified for this tax credit, so if you guys wanna know more details on that, definitely go check out Larry's channel. And that's why I put in extra $3,750 into my down payment, knowing that I'm probably gonna have some liquid cash within a year or so. But before we move on, let me tell you why I'm doing that 72 months finance. So obviously with the Ford's new no sales provision, which is stating that I can't sell this truck within first year of ownership, I do plan on selling this truck about 1.5 years into having this truck. So check this out, guys. So if I take a 72-month loan term, the interest I'm paying for the first year is gonna be $1,879.99. But if I change this to 60 months, which is just a regular 5-year car loan, that amount doesn't get much lower. I'm still paying $1,848.91. So I'm not paying that much more interest in the first year if I go from 5 to 6-year loan. If you have cash now and you can pay off the truck in 3 years to keep the truck forever, that's a different story. But my story is that I plan on selling this truck after the first year. By the time that 1 year ends, you owe about $40,000 on this truck. And I think this is a special case where these days, trucks don't depreciate that much, nor especially electric truck, right? So I'm thinking myself, I can probably sell this truck higher than $40,000 after 1 year, that I'm okay with this term. Again, I'm not a financial advisor and these are my personal scenarios, but let's go ahead and go back to that monthly payment. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and change this to 72 months and my monthly payment is gonna be $789-ish. Now that sounds like a lot to me, but we have to consider a couple other things here. So because this is an EV, I don't know about you guys, but this is gonna be my first EV and my last truck had a V8 in it. And on average, I drive about 1,000 miles per month and I calculated that I'm gonna save about $110 if the gas is about $3.50 a gallon. So now I'm looking at estimated $850.29 per month if electricity is around 15 cents per kilowatt hours. And of course, that's not including insurance. So according to my insurance agent, electric truck's not gonna cost that much more to insure than like a regular truck. The only electric truck that's a little bit higher than the rest of them is the Rivian R1T. And that's because they're not like mass produced trucks. The parts on that is a little bit harder to get. So they're a little bit higher, but as for F-150 Lightning goes, it's not gonna be that much higher than your regular average F-150. So according to my calculation for my scenario, the total monthly cost of owning this vehicle is gonna be around $923.29, cheaper than daycare. But let me show you quickly what kind of emails that I've been getting from Ford. So a few minutes after I left the dealership putting in my order, I got this email from Ford. It says your 2022 F-150 Lightning XLT order, and you kind of get this very basic email. So it doesn't say much. It doesn't actually tell you every single detail you selected. And there's no hyperlink in this email to actually see like exactly what's going on with your order. But this is one email I got. And the second email I got is this right here. The title is your vehicle order has been updated. About a couple minutes after that first email, I got this receipt that seems a little bit more customized to me because it does have my order ID on it and the actual date on it. But if I combine all the experience together, the fact that they didn't require me to put in any down payment and I get these like really default looking email, it doesn't feel like I'll order something that's $55,000. So I'm a little bit still hesitant to think that I am 100% getting this truck. And that's why I plan to make a lot more videos in between now and when I get the truck, because I think I'm gonna have to like constantly check on this truck to make sure that my order is going through. So I'll try to document that process, but there's one more email that Ford sent me. And that is this survey right here. It says, tell us about your F-150 Lightning order experience. And what's funny is that on the body of this email, it says, this survey will close on January 8, 2022. And they sent me this email on January 25th. So I thought that was hilarious. And one more thing about this email is that this email is coming from dealerconnection.com. So maybe some of you are familiar with that domain, but I personally was not. So here's one way to tell you're getting a legit email from a legit domain from Ford. So first, I make sure that's just not a display name. The email address really is that domain, and you can see that it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy that email and paste it into whois.com/whois. So you'll be able to tell who owns that domain. So I'm gonna go ahead and just search for that domain, dealerconnection.com, and you'll see that, yeah, see right there, organization Ford Motor Company. So we're gonna get tons of emails regarding this truck, guys. So some of them could be spam. They're gonna try to get information from you possibly. So I'm always kind of edge about like trying to protect myself ordering this truck. So this is one trick you can do because Ford's using different services to actually email you. So you never know like where the email is coming from, but ultimately you can kind of check their background to make sure that it's coming from legit source. So I just wanted to share that with you. So yeah, sorry this video kind of ran over and got long, but this is a great way for me to actually document my process and tell my wife how much this truck actually cost. So thank you so much for watching until the end, guys. I have so many topics I want to cover between now and when that truck goes into production. So a lot more coming, guys. Until next time, cheers.